I'm hoping to splash a cold hard reality into the faces of tons of fanboys and haters out there alike, especially because ever since the F-150 Lightning has been unveiled, there has been such bickering across Twitter and YouTube and so many different fan bases that have just gone to war with each other because both parties seem to think that their pickup is substantially better than the other party's pickup, and that means that the Cybertruck is gonna kill the F-150 Lightning, rip the F-150 Lightning, it's dead, and the Ford fans all seem to think that the F-150 Lightning is going to give the Cybertruck a run for its money. Tesla's in trouble now. They're going to go bankrupt because no one's going to want a Cybertruck. Everybody's going to want the F-150 Lightning. Well, the reality of the situation is that both of you guys need to understand neither truck is in trouble, okay? Neither brand is in trouble. Not one of these pickups is going to kill the sales of the other pickup. The hard reality is that these trucks almost serve completely different demographics. They are both technically pickup trucks, but guess what, Tesla fanboys? There's a bunch of Ford fans out there that are always going to side with Ford. They are going to care about the aesthetics of their pickup truck, and they're going to want it to look like a normal pickup truck, and that's just going to instantly make it more approachable and more easy to access for many other people out there that are well-known Ford loyalists. They're comfortable with Ford, they know what they want, and they know they're going to get it with the F-150 Lightning. And guess what, Ford fanboys? There has never been as much demand for an electric vehicle in the world as there has been for the Cybertruck. And it's not just because we're all Elon Musk fanboys that will like whatever he shows us, it's because there's objective practicality with the Cybertruck, okay? Aesthetics, if you guys just want to pretend that, well, the Cybertruck doesn't look like a pickup truck, therefore it can't sell, therefore it won't do very well, then you're severely misunderstanding what the fundamental point of a pickup truck is. Guess what, guys? It's never been about how it looks, okay? In the eyes of my wife, both of these vehicles are pretty ugly. But that's okay because pickup truck buyers are not having beauty pageants in their head. There's not a big group of farmers sitting around going, I want my pickup truck to look a certain way, and the Cybertruck doesn't look the way I like my pickup truck to look. That's not what's going on. It's ultimately coming down to what vehicle can suit my needs best, and the Cybertruck happens to check a ton of boxes for pickup truck owners out there. And also, the F-150 Lightning appears to check a lot of boxes for tons of pickup truck buyers out there. Both trucks are gonna do okay, alright? It's not one has to die for the other to succeed. That has never been the case with Tesla. It's never been the case with the surgence of electric vehicles. It's not like the Model 3 has to instantly kill off all other electric sedans out there. The Chevy Bolt sells well, and a lot of people buy the Chevy Bolt, and the Model 3 sells well, and a lot of people buy the Model 3 and they're happy with it, and online, people bicker about which one is better, but ultimately, both are selling, both are fine. Same thing with the Model Y. There's a lot of people that are going to buy the VW ID4 or buy the Mustang Mach-E, and there's also a ton of people buying the Model Y. There is plenty of room in the automotive market for diversity. There's plenty of room for options. I think that there's a techie side of the Tesla fan base that assumes that there can be only one king and one vehicle has to outsell every other vehicle and make every other vehicle company go bankrupt, and that's simply not true, okay? And if we're talking about aesthetics, it's always going to be subjective. There are plenty of people out there, and let me tell you, from comment sections and online forums of both Tesla fans and non-Tesla fans, there is insane demand for the Cybertruck, okay? Like none other before. Yeah, I know there's been a few tracker sites that claim the Cybertruck has over 1 million reservations now. We really don't know. People are just basically doing their best to calculate based on the reservation number what that means, but we don't know officially from Tesla, and we also don't know how many people have reserved 2 Cybertrucks or 3 Cybertrucks. There's absolutely a good number of people that have reserved more than one, and it's safe to say many of those reservations won't go through. And it's likely the same situation with the F-150 Lightning. There may be some people that reserve one today, but then when they find out more about the specs and find out how much the extended range battery costs and how low range the standard range battery is on the F-150 Lightning of only 230 miles, if they find more and more out about the vehicle, they may end up refunding the reservation and not going through with the purchase. But Cybertruck easily got hundreds of thousands of reservations within the first week of being available, and F-150 Lightning appears to have well over 70,000 already within the first couple weeks. There's demand for both of these pickup trucks, okay? They're both going to make it to market, they're both gonna sell, and pickup trucks fundamentally are about practicality. They're about utility. I've seen way too many people write off the Cybertruck and say, oh, that's crazy, that looks weird, that'll never make it to market, Tesla's a fraud, and they're always late to their timelines. They may be late, but also keep in mind, Ford fans, Ford was late with the Mustang Mach-E, and they had to recall them before bringing them to dealers to make sure that a few bolts were screwed in correctly. So it's not just that Tesla can't make an electric car with good quality control and Ford can, because Ford has been known for their own share of quality control problems, whether it be the death rattle or bolts not being screwed down completely right with an electric vehicle. Neither brand is perfect, and neither brand has a 100% accurate track record when it comes to quality control or getting things out specifically at a certain time. There's a chip shortage impacting Ford pickup trucks right now that could easily still impact the F-150 Lightning by the time they expect that to launch. And I really hope something that the Ford fans can take home with them is that just because your pickup truck looks more like a pickup truck, that doesn't make it a better pickup truck at the end of the day. Seems like a lot of Ford fans, especially in the comment section on the Ford commercials for the F-150 Lightning, seem to just instantly assume the Lightning is a better pickup because it looks like a pickup truck. That's great if, you know, the aesthetics of a pickup truck are extremely important to you. You know, you like having paint on the outside that can easily scratch. You like having weak materials that your pickup is made out of that can easily dent by someone just opening their door into it. You like collecting scratches and dents on the outside of your truck that are going to be very noticeable. That's fine if you like all those things and the Cybertruck is just too weird for you, but you cannot argue against just objective practicality. And why you should probably not be so hesitant to bash the Cybertruck and act like this isn't a worthy contender is because the Cybertruck has a higher payload capacity. It has a higher ride height. It has a higher range. It has a faster charging speed. It has more cubic feet of cargo space. It has faster acceleration, and the maximum price is far less than that of the F-150 Lightning. It has a higher towing capacity. It can sit more people. It has a larger display. It has a much more expansive charging network to pull from than Ford does. The Cybertruck also has a foot longer bed, and I've seen a lot of people that seem to just write off the Cybertruck because it looks weird, but a lot of them just don't understand that that weird look has a purpose. Tesla didn't make a weird looking pickup truck just because they were bored. They made a weird looking pickup truck because they wanted it to have unmatchable specs, and the F-150 Lightning is proof that you cannot match the Cybertruck specs by making a more traditional looking pickup truck. Even from a very well established legacy automaker like Ford, they can't match the Cybertruck in regards to price and range and torque, and they can't make a bed as long, and they can't have as many cubic feet of storage, and they can't make a version of the Lightning that goes over 500 miles on a charge or does 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Those are all things that can really only be done when you make a very bizarre, very innovative pickup truck that, yeah, questions what people think a pickup should look like, but ultimately having that added durability allows for things that can't be done with traditional designs, and that's an okay thing. If the Cybertruck is too weird and you just can't get yourself comfortable with the design because it's too weird, it's good to have options. I'm glad the Lightning is making it to market. I'm not upset that Ford made a very traditional looking pickup truck that's also now electric. I think that it's good that the Ford buyers and the Ford fans out there now have an option that's electric, because that's ultimately the direction we want more automakers going, and I think it's good that we have competition that is taking a very big part of our automotive market, which is pickup trucks, and taking very different directions on them. It would get very boring very quickly if all these automakers just decided to make the same carbon cut looking pickup truck just with slightly different specs but pretty much all the same pricing. That would be a lot less interesting now, wouldn't it? So I say it's a good thing that Tesla took a bizarre approach that allowed for specifications that still to this day cannot be matched. And I also think it's good that Ford is catering towards the more traditional pickup truck buyer who's going to be comfortable buying a pickup that looks like that, but those buyers should not act like there's going to be no demand for the Cybertruck or that no one's going to want a Cybertruck if the F-150 Lightning comes out, because why would a bunch of pickup truck enthusiasts be excited to opt for a more expensive, lower range, smaller bed, less durable, lower towing capacity, lower ground clearance, traditional looking pickup truck when they've already gotten so excited for something that looks as crazy as the Cybertruck does? Essentially, the aesthetics argument of people saying, no, the Cybertruck looks weird, and no, the Cybertruck looks beautiful and will outsell every other pickup truck and make all automakers go bankrupt. You're basically all just children arguing about why the color blue is better than the color red, or, you know, insert whatever color you can imagine there. It's an aesthetics argument, and there's not really a way to be wrong or right when the aesthetics discussion comes up. I think the iMac on my right looks substantially worse than the iMac on my left, and you may disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine if some of you think that looks better or this one looks worse. It all just comes down to personal preference, but But what is not subjective, what is not opinion-based, is functionality, payload capacity, and bed length, and range, and charging network, and charging speed. Those are things that are not a matter of opinion, those are just facts. And the fact is that Ford has a factory, and they are more than likely going to bring the F-150 Lightning pretty close to their estimated timeline, and Tesla is working on the Giga Texas factory right now, and they are mass producing 4680 batteries that are going to allow for faster charge rates, really high range, that can really only be achieved with a design in an exoskeleton like the Cybertrucks, being more aerodynamic and shifting the mass to the outside, so allowing for a lower weight overall than a traditional body-on-frame design with a traditional battery pack mentality. Tesla has delivered over 1 million electric vehicles, and Ford can't exactly say the same, but they do have lots of experience mass-producing vehicles. I just think it's safe to say that producing electric vehicles is not the same thing as producing internal combustion engine vehicles. So both have a track record of bringing vehicles that they unveil to market. I believe both of them will hit the market next year. And you Ford fans gotta remember that Tesla has a very reliable track record of hitting the specifications that they promise. When they unveiled the Model 3, they said it would have 215 miles of range, and guess what? Even the cheapest one goes much further than that now. And they thought the performance in the 0 to 60 times of both the Model 3 and Model Y were going to be way worse than they actually ended up being. Production models ended up outperforming the prototypes. Same with the Model S and same with the Model X. So you should really expect that the specifications of the Cybertruck are likely going to be better than the prototype. And I'm sure the F-150 Lightning is probably going to outperform a few of the specifications that they unveiled at the event for it. So there's lots of good things to look forward to, and I just hope we can be more on the same page of, as long as we're switching to electric vehicles, both companies are making moves in the right direction. It's a good thing for both of these trucks to sell well. I'm very happy that F-150 Lightning is seeing lots of reservations, and I'm very happy that the Cybertruck factory is being built right now, and we could very possibly see them on city streets and be delivered to customers within the year. We don't have to be all in on one and totally against the other, guys. Let's be a bit more respectful and reasonable about this. Both pickup trucks have a place on the market that will succeed. And yeah, I personally happen to think the Cybertruck will sell better, but mainly because Tesla has a much higher battery supply chain to pull from than Ford does. And that means no matter what the demand of both of these pickup trucks are, Tesla's probably going to be able to keep up with the battery demand. And I would love to be proven wrong, because if the F-150 Lightning sells better, it's still a lot more electric vehicles on the road than internal combustion engines. So that's a win at the end of the day in my book. I'm still a big Cybertruck fan, but I cannot wait to test drive the F-150 Lightning and check it out, as I really thoroughly enjoyed checking out the Mustang Mach-E and test driving Ford's all-electric crossover. So let's be a bit more reasonable moving forward. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.